I'll tell you what, I thought I was real clever because I thought I figured out how to do a fancy schmancy timer and some background music in Streamlabs. Looks like I was wrong. Apparently, I am not smart enough to figure that out. Well, hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's had a fun Easter. And I hope that everyone's ready to relax a little bit, paint, and chill. And, looking at a few good things tonight. Planning on finishing up these two Marines with the Duncan Rhodes Triad. We already hit them with Dark Sun Yellow and Skulker Yellow. So now the plan is to finish it off with Yellow Flame. And depending how it looks and depending how that goes on, we might do the Triad on the Vindicator instead of our nominal Tamiya flat yellow and shading. So let's sit back, let's chill, and we will get this going. All right. Already seeing a few people coming in. How's it going? Everyone have a happy Easter? Oh, good. I like that. Let's go ahead and turn on our compressor. Set it to 33 PSI. Let's make sure it sprays. Oh, good. Steve, thanks for joining us tonight. Joe Undead, that is an awesome name. I like it. Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff in the works tonight. Let me find my... So if we're going to do two thin coats Yellow Flame, we'll want to put this Vindicator out of the way for a quick minute. We'll put the Tamiya flat yellow off to the side. Let's find our flow improver and our thinner right here. So let's do maybe 4 drops of thinner. Two drops of flow improver. 2 more drops of thinner because I pressed my button when I shouldn't have. Freeze Gaming, thanks for joining us. That's an awesome name. And then we'll give our Yellow Flame a good shake. All right. Put 3 drops in. Here we go. Let's count together. 1, 2. Ooh, here it comes. Here comes 3. Hey, Sturdy Mulkin. I'm working on Lamenters. Warhammer's saddest chapter. So let's see, let's go ahead and start mixing that up. Let's make those bubbles. Yeah! They're the unluckiest, but the funnest. Whenever I lose a game, I say I'm making meaningful contributions to Lamenters lore. Oh hey, we already got a follower for the night. Thanks so much. Oop. Little too much of an explosion. There we go. That's some good looking bubbles. All right, let's do a test spray. Just be safe. Yep, that's a good test spray. So, with this being the highlight of the Triad, we really only want to hit the highlights of the model. The uppermost 8 raised edges. So let's turn this guy to the back, and then we'll give him a good spray. Gotta keep that motion side to side. Oh yeah, I already see that hitting him. We'll get the front of his leg too. Keeping a nice tight funnel. Yeah, the very unlucky Lamenters end up losing almost their entire chapter a couple times. So there we go. We got those highlights there. Let's get them on this guy. Oh, looking good. Looking good. I like that. Get those raised edges. Nice. Got some solid transition here. There we go. Side by side. Oh, how do they get wiped out to very little? It's a sad couple stories, actually. But the most recent one, since it's happened a couple times now, but the most recent one happened in an event what's called the Bad Dab War, where they were part of a collection of units who were trying to defend the Bad Dab sector against the intrusions of chaos. And, oh, hey, another subscriber, thank you. And during the lead up to the war, the guy in charge of protecting the Bad Dab sector, his name was Huron, he said, oh my goodness, we're overtaxed, and we don't get enough aid from the Imperium. Mr. Imperium tax collector, would you please stop taxing us so much? And you know what the Imperium said? They said, no, we gotta keep collecting taxes. And Huron said, screw you guys, I'm gonna make my own Imperium. And the Imperium obviously did not like that. They said, hey, no rebellions here. We literally had a civil war 10,000 years ago to stop a rebellion. So the Lamenters ended up being on the wrong side of the war, because Huron told them, hey, we're engaging in this war for freedom from taxes. And to the Lamenters, that sounded like an awesome deal, because goodness knows they were in the same boat as Huron. They were being overtaxed. And along the way, they had a lot of ups, they had a lot of downs, but the Imperium eventually got their act together and crushed them. There was a Space Marine chapter called the Minotaurs, which very infamously raided their, what are they called? The capital ship. The home ship, fleet, their biggest ship. The ship where they had all their relics and was their big base of operations. And the Minotaurs stole all their stuff. So the Lamenters, now down to just a couple hundred Marines, and not having any of their stuff, were punished by being told that they had to go on a penitent crusade, or a crusade where they had to atone for their deeds. And if the 200 of them survived, or if anyone survived, really, because they figured there wouldn't be many, they would get to be accepted back into the Imperium. And those 200 Marines, were whittled down to a few dozen by the end of that 100 years, but they did manage to finish the crusade. So they've slowly been building their numbers back. Or at least they were. Then they got caught up in a big Tyranid attack, and then they got lost in the warp for a hot minute. But since they have all these new Primaris reinforcements, they're looking a little better off now. The hope is, with these new Primaris units, they'll be able to, or the chapter will be able to survive long term. Flagship, yes, that's the word, making bacon. Thank you. The flagship got raided and stolen, and I'm sure there's some lore out there, that says that what the Minotaurs use it for, but since the Minotaurs get all the best stuff from the High Lords of Terror anyway, and the Lamenters were never a rich chapter to begin with, it's probably not something that the Minotaurs were able to put to good use. Probably just ended up using it as target practice or something like that. But yeah, I will say I'm impressed by how these highlights came out. Yeah, I could see these Duncan Road paints being my main going forward for infantry units. What I find is that the Tamiya flat... Oh, where'd I put that? Tamiya flat looks amazing on vehicles, especially once I get around to shading it. But the Tamiya flat doesn't look too great on units, I feel. Here it is compared to the Duncan Rhodes triad. Granted, this guy's been shaded, this guy hasn't been, but I feel like with the... let's actually put them side by side next to the one with the brown and white primer, which I feel like looks better than the white primer. I kind of feel like we get a little more dynamism out of this unit than this unit, which is Duncan Rhodes Triad and Tamiya, respectively. Especially when it comes down to some of these shaded elements, the highlights. But yeah, once I shade these two guys, the same way I did this guy, we'll get a better head-on comparison. Let me pull out my flesh shade, Proacryl flesh shade. Where did I put that? Oh, here's this Predator to stick in the background. Oh yeah, here it is, flesh wash. It's just Proacryl flesh wash. And whenever we get around, whenever these two dry, we'll compare it next to this Tamiya Marine. Well, hey, we're already at 500 likes for the night. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Tamiya looks really good on vehicles, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to look as great on a smaller model. Now, granted, this is just my personal opinion. What do you think? Let me pull this guy back up for comparison. Granted, this guy hasn't been shaded yet, but we kind of have some shading from the first layer of brown and white zenithal we already did. Hey, Sturdy Milk Dud, thanks for the likes. Appreciate it. Let's see. Let me put this guy down for a second. Yeah. This guy looks good, though, I'll tell you what. I feel like he doesn't have the full range of shade that he ought to, though. Oh, then maybe I ought to try giving him another coat of this. Just to put them side by side and say, we're getting the full experience. No, well, I mean, if he already has one coat of shade. I don't know. Well, let's decide after these two dry to try. This guy was actually, I like my armor to look more like this guy's. which I did with red and white zenithal and Liquitex orange ink. Still the same flesh shade, though. So what I'm thinking is, this will be a nice Oh! Z-Paints, thanks for the roses. I appreciate it. But yeah, what I'm thinking is this will be a nice multi-factor test. So if this guy's my gold standard, it'll be nice to compare, these three to each other and say, at the end of the day, with these three higher effort painting methods, does it still look better than this easier yellow? It came out, it was easier to do and also looks better at the end of the day. So I do think that either of these two it's already been proven by my work that this method right here, the Tamiya yellow, looks amazing on vehicles. So I guess maybe what I should do, we'll have a good idea for infantry at least, once we're able to shade these two Marines. But yeah, I think looking at them side by side, this infantry model looks better than this infantry model. Especially when we look down at the depth of the shading on the armor. We're able to get to some darker oranges here. These highlights on the model glow a little bit more. Not to say that this is a bad scheme by any means. If I were to paint this, 3 years ago when I started, I'd be ecstatic. But I think this is, just a more elevated method. Ooh, Sturdy Milk Dud asks, do I have any Primarch models? Not yet. Not yet. I was seriously interested in getting the Lion, but I wasn't confident in my own painting skills at the time. So, I felt like if I'm gonna pay to get the Lion, I better I better level up a little more. See, just bringing in Lieutenant Amolius for a comparison. Yeah, guy in the middle looks best. I tried doing this guy, Lieutenant Amolius, with Proacryl's golden yellow under a brown zenithal, but under a red and white zenithal, this looked better. Under a brown zenithal, this looked... pink and white zenithal, this guy looked better, so... yeah. It's a nice looking dirty yellow for this veteran unit, but it's not one that I'll be carrying through the rest of my units. I forgot how nice this recess shading looked on his power pack, though. Oh, that makes me happy looking at that. Well, hey, we're already at 1,000 likes. Thanks, everyone. I sure appreciate you. Let me put these two guys back on top. And let's take a look at this model here. If he's triad, give him a little touch. That's another nice thing about airbrushes. They tend to make your models dry quickly. He's still a little itty bitty bit wet. So let's not put that flesh shade on him yet. Close though, but not yet. What I do know is if I do stick with this for infantry, I don't want to... now that I think about it, now that I've already done all the pre-shading on this, maybe this... No, this is too thin. Look at all these yellow ink blotches I got. Yeah, no. We want to use an acrylic for this because of these ink blotches specifically. Yeah, that's the thing. There's no one absolute way to do everything, especially when, what I did was I ended up making a mistake on this guy. The tip of my airbrush was drying the ink, and I forced it through and ended up getting these blotches all over. So that's another reason why I'm considering the triad, is because I'll have 3 layers to cover these blotches up. So yeah, it's important to have different methods of different paints. So for the moment though, let me put this guy back off to the side. I'll put my yellow ink back off to the side. I'm going to stop sitting cross-legged because that puts my feet to sleep. And then I will go ahead, pull out the handy-dandy airbrush, put the Tamiya off to the side, put the the Duncan Roads are probably fine right there because they won't be going far. Pull out the Flesh Shade. There we go. Got to get that little cap off. Ooh, that's so rubbery. Pull out the spray cup just to keep it off to the side. And then let's turn on the compressor at 34 psi. 35, why not? We won't really need any thinner, but I will put 2 drops of flow improver in there. The Flesh Shade's already very thin, but I want to make sure it flows real nice. So let's do 6 drops. So that'll be 1 drop of flow improver for each drop of wash. Let's pull it off here to do our test spray. Well, this is why we do a test spray. We had a little bit of yellow in there still. Also a good reminder to, what's the word? Wash your brush better than I did. So, alrighty. Let's pick up the first model. We'll lock in at 45 degrees, and then here we go. Oh, look at that golden yellow. I'm so happy. Oh, that is a nice neutral yellow. I'm very happy. And we can see where the highlights and the zenithal we did was paying off because it's going right in those shades we pre-established with the zenithal. So all in all, this is a good-looking guy. If we need to, we could blast him again with that yellow flame, but this is looking pretty good. Oh, Chaos Champion, your glue failed you today? I'm so sorry to hear that. Tell me more. Was it the ones for the Custodes we were talking about the other day? It woke up dirty and got moldy? I didn't know glue could get moldy. That's wild. I don't know what inside a glue could even get moldy, but that's really rough. I'm so sorry for you, man. Well, if anything, these chocolate milk bubbles we're making are very soothing. Well, hey, we're already at 1,100 likes. Sure appreciate you guys. Oh, this is a glorious golden yellow. Really like how the shading came out. I kind of oversprayed it by accident, but that seems to have actually given it the look of a edge highlight, which is not something I expected, but I'm very pleased by that. Still got a little bit left. Let's try to keep things equitable and see if we can replicate that. Oh, no, just looks a little more burnt and yellow. Nice and glossy, though. I like that. Just to be as equitable as possible, we'll use up the rest in... Oh, well, there wasn't hardly much left. All right. Yeah, I kind of like that darker shade of yellow too, Nobody. Especially for this guy. I didn't Here, let me zoom in. I didn't expect this guy to come out so dark, because I used a white base and a white zenithal on him. But yeah, that red sword. I was really happy with how that came out. Did it in Evil Sun Scarlet, shaded it with Blood Angels Red. It came out very nice. I was very happy with it. Let me hurry and wash my airbrush real quick. As I've said before, a clean airbrush is a happy airbrush. I also put too much cleaner in that, in my zeal to keep it clean. But that's okay. It gives us a sec to watch some bubbles. Oh, I love making bubbles in the airbrush. There we go. Gonna give that a thorough rinse. Brush, 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 brushing everywhere, as Mr. Patrick Starr says. Oh, I definitely put too much cleaner in there. On the flip side, that means my airbrush will be extra clean. If I could dump it back into the airbrush cleaner, I would, but it's a nozzle. And I'm a man of many talents, but I can't fit stuff back inside a nozzle. Well, hey, 1,400 likes. Appreciate it, everyone. Thank you. There we go. Let's just get this out. Bit by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit, by bit. A little bit more, a little bit more. Oh, it's so close. And it looks like it's out. Let's be responsible and put a lid back on our airbrush. Let's turn off the compressor. Stick it back on the charger. I thought I was so smart for getting an airbrush compressor that would plug into the wall and charge, because I was like, oh, then I can just carry it around because it has a battery, and I can use it outside, and I can take it all these different places. And I was like, I failed to realize that because a regular compressor is so small, that was already pretty possible to do in the first place. So, comparing these two side to side, I really do like the darker look of the white prime model. That's real nice. I think one thing that could, I do worry that it's a little too dark. So I could see myself doing another layer of highlights with yellow flame. On the other hand, this with the brown primer, I think I really got lucky. I can't take any credit and say it was skill. But these natural edge highlights that are popping out of the model, I'd like to think that's due to the brown layer or the brown primer I initially used, but I can't say for certain. So I must conclude that this really cool look really is just a stroke of luck. Yep. Looks good, though. Looks good. I could see myself giving it a little bit of highlight with yellow flame. Don't know if I'd be doing that with airbrush, though. Maybe by hand. Sturdy Milk Dud asked, do I have any terminals or SYC models? I don't know what SYC is, but I do have some Terminators. Here is a Terminator with Chain Fist and Cyclone launcher that I've been working on. It's like 90% done. Still got to work on the pauldron and the eyes and cleaning up the storm bolter. But otherwise it's like 90% there. Real happy with how this guy in particular came out. He's a big beefy blaster with his chain fist. He's ready to cause all sorts of chaos on the battlefield. Let's see, what's another good Terminator I got? Oh yeah. Here is this Sergeant I started. What I did was I gave him a heart over the Agula, made it out of green stuff. Got some nice shading here on the ground to try to imitate a desert background. This green power sword, I tried a new recipe on. I'm not totally sure I like it. But, it's definitely something different, and you can tell, by the way it fades from the lime green to the dark green that it is glowing. The yellow ink I used was a little blotchy. Well, no, let me rephrase that. I sprayed my white Liquitex ink as too thick of a zenithal, so when I put the yellow ink over it, it actually wasn't even proper ink. It was Imperial Fist as Zenithal. We can see all these blotches underneath. That's why I don't want to use ink for my Vindicator, because I already learned the hard way that the ink is not going to cover up all these blotches. So that's why I either want to use a layer of Tamiya Flat or the Duncan Rhodes paints to cover up these impurities of my own making. Hey, no worries. Oh, by SYC you meant Space Marines that have, powers. Oh, like librarians. Hang on. I do have a couple. Yeah, here we go. here is a Primaris librarian I made. I really like his glowing green plasma or power sword. Was able to get some depth in there. I did some dry brushing to make it look a little more ancient. Got some white ivory gloves I was real happy that came out with. Got some glowing blue eyes, to make it look like he's ready to cast out of the warp. Also got some nice drip with this worn leather overcoat with red robes underneath. So yeah, that came out real nice. Walking around on some mud. Got a little tuft of grass there. And yeah, hand outstretched as if he's ready to say, "Don't mess with me, brah! Don't mess with me!" But yeah, I was really happy with how this guy came together. I was especially happy with how I was able to get this leather overcoat to look dirty, worn. So it looks like he's the veteran of like 1,000 battles. Yeah, was very happy with that. There we go. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see. I have him magnetized, but somehow I messed it up. Oh dear. Hang on. Let me play with these magnets a little bit in my carrying case. Stick him back down. Hey, Crash Hammer, I'm doing good. How about you? Just talking about these, I'm trying an A/B test, testing some, different, models against each other. I did this guy over here, this kind of brightish yellow guy, and to me a flat yellow. It looks okay, but I feel like, it doesn't have a lot of depth to it after I shaded it. I used the same shade for both these guys. Well, all three of these guys. For both of these guys, I primed them in different types of primer. I primed this guy with German Red Brown, and I primed this guy with Proacryl White. Zenithaled him with White Star. And I do think I oversprayed the flesh shade on these two. But yeah, so far it's been a fun experiment. How about you, Crash Hammer? Did you have a good Easter? So let's take a look at this. This is about dry. Yeah, I think this guy is looking better overall. Ooh, you got to eat duck today. That's awesome. Haven't had duck in, I don't think I've had duck in a couple years. But yeah, I know it's delicious. I'm tempted, I am oh so tempted to give both these guys another application of yellow flame, very thin. But I think, my principal concern with this guy being overshaded, I could probably just repair using edge highlighting, so I think I may be talking myself out of it. Oh, last time you had duck was about 10 years ago? Ooh. Gotcha. Alright, so I'm going to put these two down. Oops. So, coming up at the end, I think Ralnel Knox's Tamiya Flat Yellow looks better than the white primer, white Zenithal on this Duncan Rhodes Marine. But I think out of the three, this Duncan Rhodes Marine looks better. Having received the triad and also the same shading as this guy. Ooh, Crashhammer says recently decided to switch from Orcs to Dark Templar for your Escalation League. That sounds awesome. How do you feel about that? So yeah, I think I'm going to use the Duncan Rhodes Triad on this Vindicator. And since the Vindicator was done in Tamiya Flat Yellow, I'll be very interested in seeing how it looks at the end. Let's pull out some Dark Sun Yellow, and then we will start prepping it to spray. Up close with the one on the right is solid, yes. Yeah. The way the shading fell on this guy, it looks like he has some natural edge highlight. I wish I could say I did it on purpose. I wish I could say I was able to successfully replicate it on this guy, but I didn't. I feel like this guy was, I don't know, blessed by the Emperor or something, because, this guy came out, this, unintended edge highlighting, like around the backpack, was completely unintentional, but dang does it look good. Oh yeah, yep. The Templar do have a little better gun line and melee lineup, and some of their vehicles come like the impulsors and the repulsors. You're able to add melta weapons, what otherwise you normally can't. So let me just take another look at this guy, just make myself familiar with any outstanding issues. Okay. Here's something let's try. Well, no, I guess this guy's already got some pin washing. Let me just take another look around. I'm thinking of trying, just to give him a little something edgy. Maybe I'll paint these recessed bits with some kind of red or magenta. Or brown. Maybe let's try Agrax? No, just to see how well the Duncan Rhodes paints handles recess shading. So if we're going to be testing it with these, I have already got with the brown washes. Let's try a red contrast paint or a burgundy. Oh, yeah, the scoop moves. This is one I rescued off of eBay. The scoop moves, I had to fix it. On one you build, this gun's supposed to move up and down too. But whoever I rescued this from glued it in place. See, do I want to do Flesh Terrors red? I could do... Oh, yeah. Let's actually do this guy, Familiar Pink. This is one I'm very fond of using for some Lamenter undershading, so that'll be a good one to test with. So let's just go ahead and do 6 drops. Start with 4. Pull out our brush, get a little bit of water, load the brush, and then we shall paint with the brush. Let's zoom in a little bit for your convenience, and then we'll go up and down. Nice. Looking good, looking good. Nice. Let's move on to this other side. We may actually need another drop. Oh, actually no, I haven't heard anyone say that my little Lamenter guy would make a great shirt. I appreciate that. Maybe I'll have to make a shirt for myself. Looking good. I like that. Oh, nice. Let's set this guy down real quick. Sturdy Milk Dud, thanks for coming back. Let's see. I do kind of want to try a little bit of Duncan Rhodes Burgundy. In a couple of spots, so let's try to find that real quick. Oh, here it is. Perfect. I was about to say I wasn't sure where I put it. Am I zoomed in? Oh, there we go. Let's zoom out. Yep, Ellie, this is a fantastic tank. It's a Vindicator. It's a tank that fires great big mortar shells and does blast damage. I'm real happy with this guy. It's a fun tank. Oh hey, we're at 2,100 likes. Thanks everyone, I appreciate it. Did you get to try that paint repair recipe I recommended, Ellie? There we go. I got a nice thin amount here. So let's see, where do we want to try this shading? Let's do here. Here we go. Slowly, carefully apply the paint. Ooh. a whole legion of Hello Kitty Battle Sisters. I like that. Very fierce. I like it. Sturdy Milk Duds asks, any tips for people trying to start painting Space Marine models? Ooh. Any advice? I guess my first question would be, have you picked a Legion yet? If you haven't picked a Legion yet, do you have a color scheme in mind yet? Nice. Let me put this guy down real quick while I go check the comments while it dries. Here we go, back to the comments. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, if you're going to paint Hello Kitty Space Marines, you got to know what kind of paints you want to use. Sturdy Milk Dud says... Oh, yeah, Crash Hammer. That's a great tip for Milk Dud. Make sure you keep your color lines clean and deliberate. Sturdy Milk Dud says, Mantis Warriors. I actually painted a Mantis Warrior here on live a few weeks ago. Let me zoom in on him. What I did was I used the Mantis Green, or Mantis Warrior Green contrast paint. I primed him dark gray, zenithaled him with white. And then painted him the Mantis Green. Yeah, Crash Hammer, those Hello Kitty Battle Sisters should look so good. Sturdy Milk Duds. I just realized I've been throwing out the word zenithal when maybe you might not know what it means. So what I'm going to do now is explain it. So, how a zenithal works is you have your model and you prime it in a dark color. For Mantis Warrior, I did a dark gray, this dark neutral gray. So I sprayed him all over till he was completely gray. Shy Lily's mother, thanks for joining us tonight. We're just talking about how to do a zenithal, what it is, and how it makes painting good. So what I did was I primed this model in a dark color. Or I primed the Mantis Warrior in a dark gray. If you don't have an airbrush, you might consider using either Chaos Black, Rattle Can. They call it Rattle Can because it rattles. Or, what's it called? The Gray Seer. Or Mechanicum Standard Gray. Mechanicum Standard Gray is a darker gray, kinda like this guy. Gray Seer is a lighter gray. Either one of those should look good. But then you'd spray a white paint from above. I use Tamiya White Surface Primer. If you're already picking up a Citadel primer like Chaos Black, Mechanicus Standard Gray, or Gray Seer, then White Scar would work too. And then from there, that's when I would start painting with the Mantis Warrior Green. Alternatively, instead of just spraying from above, that's why it's called zenithal, because you're spraying from the zenith of the light, or the highest point of the light, and then the white just falls naturally around the highest and lowest parts of the model. So like you can see here on this leg, the back of the leg is really high because he's is lighter. Here, let me pull my handy dandy pointer. This green is a lighter green than this green down here because of how the light hits it. So that's what zenithal means. You're spraying from the zenith, where the light hits highest. You could alternatively use slap chop. That would work good. That would work well for some of these Primaris Marines. You would first spray it in either the black or either of the grays. You would take a brush, kind of like this guy right here, kind of a rounded brush. This is something I picked up off Army Painter. You could also just use a makeup brush. Like this is one I used for a real long time. I switched to a smaller one just because I wanted a little more control. But yeah, these giant $5 makeup brushes work great for it. You just take a little bit of white, pat it off, and then spoosh, 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 spoosh all over. And then you paint the Mantis Warrior green over it, so it does a similar effect to the zenithal highlighting without needing to buy a second primer, because you're just using it with with a brush. Again, I like this. I use this smaller brush now just because I get a better level of control. If you're starting out and don't want to spend a lot for a brush like this, you can just pick this up for like $5 or less at any American supermarket. And it works good. Oh yeah, it gets the job done great. I just wanted a little more control. Ooh, yes, another great tip from Crash Hammer. Test your paint and models experimental combos on an empty sprue before the model. This is something I'm not good at doing because I get an idea and I, just try them out. Like I said, I have these two Primaris Marines that I was testing off an idea. This guy was another idea. This guy is my best idea, but he was his own idea. This guy was a good idea, but yeah, these 4-5 different Marines all have different types of yellow paint scheme just because I, couldn't commit to one and just kept trying different ones out. Oh, I'm going to stretch my legs real quick. It's normally about an hour in that TikTok makes me do some kind of weird shaky thing, so I'm just going to go do that real quick so it doesn't do anything weird and try to shut down the stream, which happened to me the other night. jiggled my mouse, and I pressed a couple buttons. That pop-up that comes up an hour in never popped up. So I'm going to very cautiously guess that Mr. TikTok isn't gonna throw a fit. I reserve the right to be wrong, though. Because goodness knows, TikTok does what TikTok wants to do. I also dropped my paintbrush. So, ooh, I dropped it again. Oh, dear. All right. So, let's put this guy back off to the side. Let's take a look at the Vindicator. These, or the acrylic burgundy paint I just put down is looking just about dry. Not completely dry yet, so I won't start spraying yet. Checking out the backside. The speed paint's done, that's good. So I just gotta wait for this Duncan Rhodes Burgundy to finish. What I can't decide, though, maybe I will do a couple drops of Liquitex White for some panel modulation. I do like the look of that, so maybe. I could also get this big panel too. Oh, so then I should paint this guy some color. What would be a good one? Let's do a thick acrylic red. Well, hey, 2,300 likes. Thanks so much. No, let's do... I find that either pinks or browns work best. So, maybe let's do a... Rhinox hide could be interesting. Don't know if it'd be good, but it'd be interesting. Oh, maybe dusk red. Maybe the center dusk red and then warrior skin around it. That could look real good. The zenithal on this guy I did with Pro Acro Yellow looks real good because of the warrior skin. So yeah, maybe that's what we'll do. Yeah, maybe we'll do this whole top in dusk red. We'll do these little odd doodads in warrior skin. I think I like the sound of that. So, let's drop down a few drops of dusk red. Just 2 drops. Stick it back over here. Wet the brush real quick, which we'll need to do because I just dropped it again. There we go. Soak that up. And then we'll carefully take care of this man cover. I wasn't going to say man cover, but it literally covers the men, so sure, man cover, why not? Looking good, though. Let's It's a nice shade, all right. All right, now let's go ahead and wash this off. Turn this, grab that warrior skin. We'll start with these vents. Nice. What's another good? Yeah, these little doodads right here. Yeah, that'll look good. That'll look good. We'll just give that another couple minutes to dry. And then we'll get to that panel modulation, which is a fancy way of highlighting panels. Gonna do that with Liquitex. What I'll do is I'll go in real close. I'll spray in a little bit of ink here in a pattern here in the middle to highlight. Spray it a little here up top, here, and this guy. Yeah, you're right, Vash. It does need more purity seals. But that'll come after it's painted. Sturdy Milk Dud. This side is not my only tank. I did, however, leave a large part of my army in my car from a recent game. So I don't have them all here in the house. Oh! Well, me, I got lucky. My other Vindicator's over here. Oh! And here's a Predator Destructor Destructor I got. So let me pull these out real quick. Pull this out. So here is my other Vindicator. I did this guy first. Oh, Vash, yes, I will get to the purity seals. They're coming. No worries. So this is a Predator tank I did here on live a while ago. Like I mentioned, because I built this guy myself instead of being an eBay rescue, his mortar goes up and down, up and down. Yes, for the Emperor! The Emperor protects! Oh yeah, his little drop-down door comes down too. But yeah, this will be my second Vindicator. Plan on running a 2 Vindicator list. It's going to be real blasty, and I love it. It's going to be a little expensive, or by expensive in terms of points, because Vindicators are like 190 points each. But they're a little more robust than, say, a list with 2, what are they called? Then, oh, shoot. Oh, no. Well, I just broke my tank. But yeah, this is the first tank I ever got. This is a Predator Destructor called, that I painted to look very old. Got some Minotaur Slander on here. Noble. Named him the Lover. But yeah, he's a good-looking tank. Real proud of him. Vash asks, isn't the gunner supposed to be a Tech Marine in red? I don't know the answer to that. I've just seen gunners painted in all kinds of different colors, and I said, yeah, I just painted mine yellow because I've never seen a red Tech Marine gunner. So you could be right. My excuse will be successor chapter and hand wave it. Yeah, I need to glue this back on. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just glue this real quick while I wait for this guy to dry. Oof. That's the rough thing about super glue. There's been a couple times where I've glued my caps onto the glue. That's been no fun. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna activate this guy. Nice. Okay, here we go. There we go. Lay that down. Then we'll hold this guy for just a moment as it glues. And then it'll be good to go. Tech heresy. Well, if you don't tell the Fabricator General, I promise I won't. But yeah, thanks though. I'm real happy with the thought and work I put into these. I really like tanks with Predator bases. I like them more than the floating grav tanks in the Primaris line. I like seeing treads. Yeah, I know, they're not fancy futuristic and all that jazz, but, you know, when I look at a tank, I expect to see treads. I'd like to think that they're a little more reliable, or at least easier to maintain and fix than fancy schmancy gravitating plates. Besides, the whole reason Primaris tanks were invented was because they were just looking to sell models. Fancy new tanks for fancy new Primaris Marines. Which launched, 2015? So these models are coming up on, 10 years old? Oh, Vash says 10 Sword Brethren with Helbrecht on an Impulsor will pretty well decimate anything. Yep. I saw that guy on YouTube. Auspex Tactics, AUSPEX did a video on that combo. It seems like it's really powerful. Just gotta hold this real hard. No! Well, put them off to the side. I will... Oh, I'll just have to work on that later. Let's take a look at this. This is about dry, not totally dry. Okay, so I guess we will hold on to this. Man. Yeah, those tanks are sized pretty interesting, I'll tell you what. There we go. So now let's put them off to the side so it can dry. And Stardy's tank will push just about anything tabletop. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Tanks sell, and tanks sell well. That could be a fun little corporate mantra. Tanks will sell, and tanks sell well. Yeah. I was looking at some of the prices of historic units. Land Raiders used to go for pretty cheap. They haven't been refreshed since 2005. And they're selling for like 75% more today than they did back then. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to be a Warhammer fan in 2024. Here we go. Let's go. 38 PSI. Let's only do 2 drops. Do a test spray real quick. There we go. And then we will carefully, very carefully, start trying the modulation. So here we go. Slowly pull back that nozzle. We can see it slowly building up white here. Nice. Nice. Do some pre-shading for when I do those lights. Nice. Got a dip. Well, yeah, it was great catching up with you, Vash. Thanks for tuning in. Nice. Gotta let that dry, and then we'll be good to go. Let me take this guy from above so you can see the modulation we did. Yeah, that looks real nice. That looks nice, I'll tell you what. Let me tighten up the lid on that Liquitex real quick. We'll go ahead and start cleaning out the airbrush. Oops. Ellie, thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Just cleaning out some airbrush. One more should be good. Doink. Nice. All right. Let me find the little cap. I have lost it. Well, shoot, where'd I put it? I literally had it right here. Well, I did something not smart, and I put it some... Oh, gosh. Where did I put it? Oh, drawing chibi space marines. That sounds nice. Let's see, where did I put that little guy? I feel like I would have put it around here. Oh, bother. Well, let me put this right here. Let me first attach this so there's no chance of this falling and bending my needle. That's the only way that could make this worse. Where'd I put it? drop on the floor? Doesn't look like it. Oh, bother. Well, if I can find either of my old airbrushes, I might just be able to cannibalize it off that. Nope. Ah, bother. Oh, you ate it for knowledge. Oh, yes, you need the knowledge. Well, by eating the metal ring on this airbrush, you must have absorbed all of my airbrushing talent. I like it, I like it. I will say, though, I'm very happy with how this modulation's looking. This guy came out a little blown out, but this guy and this guy look good. Maybe I'll touch it up again once it dries. I wouldn't need the ring for that. Oh, bother. Where could I? Let's see. Can't find the ring or the old airbrush. Oop. Let's see. Oh, found a tiny marine with a chain fist. Not what I was looking for, but he's not that bad looking a guy. Oh, dang it. Need an excuse to clean up my office anyways, but, man. Okay, just gonna get on the floor real quick. Oh, well, I found a shoulder pad. Well, that's nice. Not what I was looking for, but that's nice. Nope, not down here. Bother. Alright, so it definitely did not fall on the floor. So that's good. Well, let's see. If I turn off the stream to look for it, that's probably the surefire way to make it show up. Man. Because that just seems to be how it always works. Donation portion to the poor, please? Yes. How about one airbrush ring? Matthew D. Meldrum. How's it going? I just lost a piece of an airbrush. So I was going to try to cannibalize it from another airbrush. But I can't find that airbrush either. Man down, man down. Man. See, I thought I just put it... Okay, what I'll do is... Yeah, maybe I should end the stream. Then I can re-watch that relevant portion, which should tell me where I put it. Alright. Well, I think that's what I'll do then. Well, yep, I'm going to end the stream early just so I can re-watch that part and see where I put the little ring. So, studying asked real quick, do I have just the Lamenters or some other, what's it say? Other chapters and fashions. Mostly Lamenters. I did start a Death Watch army. Here is Death Watch Gravis Captain. But, ended up not sticking to it. Yep. Alright, this is where I'm going to call it a night. Well, hey, thanks everyone for tuning in. Y'all are amazing. Sure appreciate ya. Sorry my own, Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Ta-da! You'll never guess where I found it. It was on the floor. Literally, where I had just barely looked. Well, I'm feeling 50 Shades of Stupid right now, but, hey, we found it. That's what matters. I'll put it right here on camera so nobody can lose it again. And by nobody, I mean me. Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. That was pretty dang lucky. Seriously, I was about to... Yeah, no, I deserve a good kick. I mean, it was literally a spot I had just barely checked. So, let's go ahead, tighten this back on. We'll fix this panel real quick, and then we will... Oh, yeah. The knowledge! Nom, 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 nom. Spizzy, thanks for joining us. It came in just in time. We fixed a major problem. In that I lost something important. Let's widen our funnel a little bit. Ooh, nice. I'm excited to see your picture of the Sister of Battle. Nice. Well, we'll need to let that dry for a minute. Let's go ahead and turn off the compressor. We'll close up our ink. And then we'll clean out this brush. I'm so dumb. I should leave the compressor on. Boom. Perfect. Let's screw this back on. And then we'll put this ring back on. We'll put this yeah, definitely oversprayed that side panel. Yep, it's still, you can still make mistakes. No matter how far along the process you are. Or how much experience you got. You know, I say that like I'm I say that like I have experience. No, I've only had an airbrush like maybe 6 months now. No. So let's give that a second to dry. Oh yeah, Ellie. Earlier in the night, we finished off these two Intercessor Marines, put them side by side. This guy was the guy who we primed brown the other night. This is the guy who we primed white the other night. And put the flesh shade on him. And I think the guy who was primed brown ended up looking better between the two. Although, I will readily admit, his panel lining looks a little better by pure luck, because some of the way this shading hit him makes it look like natural edge highlighting. But yeah, no, airbrushes are a lot of fun. They are definitely they were something to learn, all right. But it sounds like the armies who need an airbrush the most would be the Tau, since you're painting lots of vehicles. I don't, with Sisters of Battle, since they have a lot of intricate details, I'd think probably Rattle Can Primer and brush probably be the better way to approach them. Could be wrong, though. Depends what people on YouTube say. Oh, yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, when in doubt, listen to the experts, of which I'm not, but they can be found on YouTube. I guess now that I look at this guy, his helmet kind of got that natural edge highlighting from the shading. So that's nice. Oh, hey, we're at 3,600 likes. Thanks, everyone. I sure appreciate it. Nice. Very nice, very nice. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Your dad wouldn't let you do machines till you have an army. That makes sense. They're quite a lot of work to paint and build. So it makes sense to, perfect your mastery on the individual models. Then that way when you start painting your sister's rhino and what's it called? The one with the battle organ and the flamers on it, you got some mastery of technique. Oh shoot, what's it called? The rhino chassis with the organ and the flamers on it. Well, I forget what it's called, but it looks real cool. Nice. Let's take another look. Oh, nope, that's still drying. Looking at the rest of the model, though. Looks like the other spots I dotted are ready. So we just gotta wait for this panel I oversprayed by accident. Man. Well, I wish there was a way to... Maybe I can gently airbrush it and thin it out. Let's turn on the compressor and give it a try. Let's just do 33 psi. We'll narrow our nozzle. And then let's just try slowly pushing it back into place. And that actually does not look good at all. Ha ha ha. Maybe instead of pushing it, I should just try to help dry it. Then maybe what I'll do is a brown, some kind of brown or red patchwork to try to... Oh, or maybe white acrylic. Or maybe since I'll be covering it with 3 layers of yellow, maybe I don't gotta worry about it. Sturdy Milk Dud asks, would I ever do another chapter in the future? Maybe. I guess that's kind of part of why I've been doing my Bad Ab series. Here I have a raptor I worked on the other night. I have the Mantis Warrior from the other night. I have this Carcadon. Carcadons aren't supposed to be this gray. It looks lighter in real life, but it does look darker than what a Carcadon should. Just playing around with different ideas, different chapters. I actually have some iron snakes I got off of eBay that look real nice. They were primed in lead belcher. And, yeah, I'm real excited to do a Iron Snake kill team. But yeah, this raptor's coming along pretty nice. Kalani, thanks for joining us tonight. How's it going? Oh, hey, we're at 4,200 likes. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate it. Snafu, thanks for coming back. How are you doing? But yeah, I got lots of different ideas for different chapters. I even once worked on a Scotland-themed chapter called the Highlanders. I built them to be Space Wolf successors / Imperial Fist successors, but yeah, been playing around with, or I played around with that in the past. Haven't really picked up that project in a year. What's up? I'm doing real good. How about you, Snafu? Just working on painting. Oh yeah, you gotta paint your knights. That's awesome. How are they coming along? Would I ever do Grey Knights? I could. I really like that new Castellan Crow model. I would feel safer about doing them if they did a refresh. Some of those Grey Knight models are pretty old. Not that I have any objection with doing old Marine models, but, I just feel safer about it. Here we go. Let's pull this back. And then we'll start doing this from the top down. Locking at 45 degrees, and away we go. Yeah, that dark sun yellow looks real good. Oh yeah, that's some good modulation we got built in there. Oh shoot, we already went through it real quick. Well, we are going to need a lot more then. Well, shoot. Well, it looks good though. It's a good start. Alright, so let's start thinking over this. We'll need that to dry a minute. Yeah, I should probably let that dry before doing the next coat, so let's go ahead and wash out our brush. Just for a minute. Brush, 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 brush. Brushing everywhere, as Patrick Starr says. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh yeah. Shoot. That is a lot of yellow coming out still. Oh, yep, still there in the bottom, I see. Since it's having a hard time coming out, let's actually try to cut it with airbrush thinner instead of cleaner. Give that 3 seconds to sit. Yeah, Grey Knights look like they're a lot of fun. I'd probably start with lead belcher and then apply Grey Knight steel over them. But yeah, they're an awesome chapter with a lot of lore. I'm just a little concerned about how old some of their models are, and I'd worry that they'd get a refresh and I'd only have the old models painted. Oh, you don't have a Twilight phase. Ellie says you have a Warhammer phase. Yep, Warhammer is a lot more fun than Twilight, I say. Says I, who was never into Twilight. Easy for me to talk, I suppose. Ooh. Ooh. All right, we'll put that back on since it's exploded. Old models. Yep. I don't know why so much orange is sticking to the bottom of this. Alright, no worries, Sturdy Milk. It's all good. Maybe let's do a backfill. Chapter Master Sino, thanks for joining us tonight. Just trying to fix some airbrush problems. Just trying to clean up some paint buildup. Yep, Chapter Master Sino just joined us. Authentic Chapter Master. Great to have you back, buddy. There we go. That looks like a good cleanse. Hey, yeah, no worries, my friend. Oh, yeah, Ellie raises a good point. Yeah, Twilight's definitely a product of the late 2000s, early 2010s. Like, the first book came out, 2008? First movie came out, 2009 or 2010? So, I don't know how big it is in 2024 now. I remember a lot of kids in my grade liking it, and a lot of kids in my grade who did not. Yeah. I wonder what people say about the big hits of the day in 20 years. The new Hunger Games movie did surprisingly well. A lot of people thought it'd be, that it wouldn't do as good since it's a pretty old property at this point. So yeah, I'm glad I cleaned out that brush because this Vindicator's still drying. Nice. Yeah, Warhammer's still strong after 40 years. This year was Games Workshop's 40th anniversary. So we'll hit like 40 years of Warhammer in like 3 more years, something like that. Yeah, this is almost dry. Looking good, I'll tell you what, looking good. A little bit of overspray, a little too thick, so we just gotta let it dry. Maybe I can help speed it along. No idea if this'll help, but it sure makes me feel good. Just try to help speed that along. Oh, Warhammer's almost as old as your dad. Wow. Nice. Yep, you're right, Chapter Master Sino. This may not help, but it's the thought. Matthew D. Meldrum, thanks for joining us again. How's it going? I'd like to think that this helps build strength in my hands. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. There they are, standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, get some as big as your head. Give 'em a toss, something across. I don't remember the words. It's at least coming along. The painting is moving on, yes, moving on. The painting is moving on. Yes, finally. Something out of my cage. I don't know the words. Gorillas. Something, gorillas. I'm happy. I'm feeling glad. I got sunshine. In a bag I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. I'm happy, not feeling sad. I don't know the words, but I'm feeling glad. Coming along. Chapter Master Kano, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. I will say, though, I am happy with how the pre-shading's already looking with the first layer of yellow. Well, hey, 5,000 likes. Appreciate it, everyone. That's a big milestone. I've only hit it like 2 other times. Appreciate it. Airbrush, brushing with the air. Brushing, God, because we sure care. We want our Warhammer to look nice. So an airbrush completes the fight as we brush all day and night. I don't have a rhyme, ba 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 da ba. Ba ba da da ba 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 ba da da ba 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 da dum bum bum. All right. It's not completely dry, but I think it's probably dry enough that we can finish our layer of dark sun yellow. So we also know that 7 drops is not enough. So what we want to do is we want to make a big, fat, hearty mix. So what I'm thinking right now, let's say 30 drops. Let's see if this is 7. Maybe, 30 drops. So we'll need... Well, let's start with... Yes, 60 drops of thinner. Maybe 10 drops of... No. So 7 got us this. 30. Let's try 30 drops of this. So we'll need 60 drops of thinner. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. There we go. Let's do 4 drops of flow improver. 5, why not? It's going to be a lot of paint. And then here we go. 30 drops of dark sun yellow. Give it a good shake. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Too much math. All right, let's give it a good mix. Give it a thick mix. Stir, stir, stir. Here we go, here we go. Oh, that looks so nice. Oh, that is a lovely sunset yellow, I'll tell you what. Worried. Might be a little too thin, so maybe let's do 3 more drops. Or one big long splash, like that. There we go. Mix and mix and mix and mix and mix and mix and mix. All right. So let's load it up. Oh, that is a very full reservoir. I'm really hoping it comes out. So here we go. Let's grab it by the treads. Lock in at 45 degrees. And then away we go. Slowly pull back the trigger. Oh, why is it exploding? Oh my gosh, it exploded. Why is it oh my gosh. Oh, because I'm probably going too fast with it being too full. Yep. All right, well, wipe that all off. And then let's try again. Go quite a bit slower. Just go up and down, or maybe side to side. Slowly and side to side. I'll tell you what, this is quite a bit thicker than the first coat was. Ooh. Just gonna do it a section at a time. I wonder what these specks are. Probably dried paint or something. Looking a little better. Oof. There's something coming out of the airbrush. Almost clogging it. Well, there we go. Let's let that dry. Oh, it could be... Oh, shoot. I should have mixed in a clean cup. That's what I should have done. Don't be lazy. Damn it. Or darn it. Yeah, it's probably specks from that black paint in the bottom of the cup I used. Alright, well, let's try cleaning that pupper out. Yep, it's from the black paint here at the bottom of, yep. Darn it. I shouldn't have cut corners. Should have used a clean cup. Mistakes were made, lessons were learned. Well, because of my overspray, I got this guy a little wetter than he shoulda. So we'll have to wait for him to dry before doing the next few layers. At least clean up these recesses a little bit. Nice, that's a little better. Well, we can see, though, the dark sun yellow does look good. Yep. Next time I do it without cutting corners, it'll probably look fantastic. Well, so I'm going to go ahead and let this guy dry. It'll take a little while longer because I oversprayed him. Trying to force paint through my clogged up brush, which was clogged up because of this black paint, because I didn't use a clean brush, or clean cup, so lessons learned. Well, hey, thanks again for a fantastic evening. Ended up being a little explosive there at the end. Well, hey, thank you, everyone. Y'all are fantastic. I love learning new things about painting with you. I love exploring the world of airbrushing. Y'all are fantastic and fun to talk to, fun to work with. I'm planning on going live again this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see y'all again there. Well, hey, thanks again, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Bye.